Whatever, we'll just do it.
You want me to record you?
No, I'm fine. So anyway, Alex, today the episodes we watched were Power Ponies and Daring Don't and Bats, but I don't know what to say about that one.
There's another one too where Rarity tried to steal a whole bunch of shit.
What?
The one where Rarity went in the castle and started taking everything.
Oh yeah, that was well. So specifically, I found Daring Don't and Power Ponies really interesting because they're both about like diegetic literature. Like, what is fiction to these fictional characters?
Yeah, I like the Power Ponies one because they become even more magical than they already are.
Yeah, that raised questions for me. Like, so in the case of Daring, I would say they're both about the characters experiencing the things that are fiction for them, right?
Oh, yeah.
And what happens with Daring Don't is that their fiction is actually nonfiction, that all result in all those things are actually real. Power Ponies, like, let me ask you this. Is the maniac real in the context of the show?
Not in My Little Pony, but in the comic book that Spike has.
But like, how does the comic suck you in? Like, how does that work?
Well, because he got it from some crazy store that has enchanted books.
So like, could the maniac ever break out?
I wonder if the maniac wins if the maniac gets to go out.
I mean, apparently not, because like, why would you, like, this is like an SCP level thing, and it's just something that you just sell in a store, like, it's just entertainment.
Yeah, but like if you fight the maniac, you can lose. What happens if you lose?
Or like, does the storyline just like reset and you can try again? Because like, for me, you really have to think through like the implications.
That'd be very video game like.
Yeah, like there's a store that's where anyone can buy this sort of thing apparently. Yeah, like,
not for the novice player.
I also found it really interesting in how Spike's overarching character, like I was saying last time, his fear of like not being useful. Like, that's almost like the only way he can compartmentalize his own value in the world.
I like how Spike has a problem with comedic relief.
Yeah, and yeah, he is the comedic relief. Again, yeah. Spike abuse is a very real thing in this show. But does, like, I get why he likes Power Ponies. It's like, why does Rainbow Dash like Daring Do if she's already basically a superhero?
I mean, I guess they always want more. People always want what they don't have.
Yeah, I almost feel like the season beginnings and finales take place in just their own continuity, and like they're not famous superheroes the rest of the time.
I mean, Rainbow Dash loves this writer so much enough to break into her house.
Yeah. And it's like, oh wow, you're Rainbow Dash, the element of harmony who beat Nightmare Moon, you know? It's like, how is that not like national news?
I mean, even if you admire somebody, it doesn't mean you want to go in there and just get all up in their grill.
Yeah, anyway, I just wanted to make those up, because again, since we skipped Flight to the Finish, we watched the two fiction within fiction ones back to back, and that's what made me realize it. I didn't realize that the first time we watched it. So, any more closing thoughts about that?
What about them killer bats?
Oh yeah, that was
killer vampire bats that need to go.
Yeah, that's a very stylized episode. But it just goes in such a weird turn with Fluttershy becoming the vampire.
I don't even get why Fluttershy cared so much about them, and it's very clear they were tearing the whole place.
So here's the thing, since like it's a fictional TV show, like you could make up the rules of how vampire fruit bats work. And so they could have explained it in a better way.
Like, is there any animal that Fluttershy would say, oh, they're not nice, they're bad? Like,
no, not really.
That would be the creature that would be bad.
I don't think so. Fluttershy literally loves every animal ever. Like, she's friends with bats and stuff in other episodes. I mean, she's friends with bats in this episode too.
They're vampire bats. They're angry looking. They're already causing.
I thought that was another missed opportunity. You'll notice in the song, when Applejack is singing, they look ugly, and when Fluttershy is singing, they look cute. Like, that could have been a good way to be able to, like, each of their biases impacts how they look. Like, what if the fruit bats actually just looked like mundane, like the show had a bat, remember, in the episode with the race with Tank?
Oh yeah, there was a bat.
And that bat looked like, it looked cute, but like cute for the show, right?
Well, I guess context matters too. Like when you see them actually tearing everything up and going
Yeah,
nuts and...
I just found like the show wanted to make the case that Applejack was objectively right. I thought it was weird.
This might have been one of the very few times I totally saw Applejack's perspective and thought she was totally in the right.
I mean, I get what they were going for, but it feels like they want to just make Fluttershy a vampire, and this is how do we make that happen? And they kind of like, let's just, have a bunch of nonsense until that point.
This is throw something together really fast.
And have our Tim Burton themed song.
That song was the redeeming feature of that episode, though.
Yeah, it really was great.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of episodes like that where it's just they write a good song, then okay, let's think of like 18 minutes of nonsense to fill the rest of the time.
Let's make this episode worth watching for a little bit.
And they always put the great song in the beginning of it too. So it kind of like just tricks you to thinking the rest of the episode is better than it is. Yeah.
They throw out the line.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's it for this week's episodes.
Yeah, that's all my takes.
All right. So next week we're gonna watch some Cutie Mark Crusaders episodes and comment on those.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Until then.